she prefers stocks with structural earnings growth drivers should outperform, one of which I would imagine is Quaitro Mautai. Where else do I look for sort of these names or these sectors?
There are clearly opportunities ahead, but keeping downside in check is also very important. So right now, we do believe that there are two key strategies that investors should take a look. Number one is on the dividend strategy. Global yields are coming off, which means people will start to look for yield from the equity space. So in this environment, we do believe that equity income investing is very interesting. Usually it is also more defensive, less volatile. Secondly is on the quality growth strategy. In an environment where growth is scarce, people are willing to pay up for quality growth companies. So names such as what I've just mentioned in the consumer staples, in healthcare, in technology, software or hardware will be very interesting.
Janet, you mentioned the hardware, software sectors. Do the blacklisting of more Chinese AI tech companies on the U.S. blacklist, does that change your outlook for upside when it comes to China's tech sector?
I think we have to separate into both software and hardware. For the hardware side, actually, the universe is very big. If we look at some of the leading foundries in Taiwan or the memories makers in Korea or the supply chain, smartphone supply chain names in China, many of them are actually showing some initial improvement. Partly because of the 5G demand, partly because the memory pricing is bottoming out. So overall, I think there are still opportunities in the hardware space. Now, in the software space, this is even more interesting because there will be structural growth drivers in some of the sectors in China. Say, for example, cybersecurity or modernization of the government entities. So overall, we do not believe that any blacklisting in the U.S. will have a very major impact on the overall technology investment landscape.
Final question, at least on tech, since you brought it up. Korea is ground zero here, Janet. I mean, 30% drop in earnings estimates so far.
Right.
Are there signs that I should buy into Korea right now?
I think for Korea, the market expectation is very, very depressed, I would say.
Okay.
This year is a negative, but that we are starting to see some improvement. So if we continue to believe that there will be structural growth demand in technology hardware, in memory, then that it is actually a very good entry point to buy into these tech hardware names.